Good Friday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, you want to had a fantastic Friday. I am your meteorologist, Joseph Peterson. Let's go on and talk about the weather for your Friday evening going into your future. We have some stuff that we're going to talk about tonight. Obviously, we will be talking about tonight's weather, what's currently going on, and just what's going to happen tonight, just in general. We also will continue to talk about the tropics because we have some good news. There. And also, we also will have to talk about just our future in general, what's going on with our temperatures and what's going on with stuff like that with our patterns. And so, without further ado, before we go on into that, if you have not hit the like button or the subscribe button yet, go on and do so. We are at 609 subscribers, trying to get to 700. We are 91 away from that main goal. 91 away. And we are 16 away from that quarter-way goal of 625. So, we're getting close. We already are getting close to that quarter mark. And so let's go on and get there. We've been on an uptrend ever since we've been past 600. So let's keep it rolling. Let's keep the momentum going. Let's see what is currently going on. So right now, as we speak, there is nothing going on throughout the entire state of South Carolina right now. It's nice. It's dry. It looks like it is going to be a nice night tonight, just in general. And so if we go in and look at what's going on throughout the entire U.S., obviously not all of that could be said for the entire U.S. It doesn't look like any snow's falling. It looks like it's just some rainfall from New York over into Maine to Vermont, also in Minnesota, Wisconsin, South Dakota, and even on up here inside of Washington from Seattle down towards Portland. Rainfall is ongoing throughout those areas, but for the most part, everybody else looks dry. Cloud cover, no cloud cover for the most part, nice and clear right now, and that will continue as we go throughout like the next 18 or so hours. We may see like some cloud cover start to come in. Some might be some fog activity potentially. I can see it a little bit, but if that was to happen, it would be patchy, it would be isolated, and so for the most part, I'm not really seeing too much there. But it's going to stay clear for mostly everybody, so mostly clear. Current temperatures right now, 53 in Columbia as well as 52 in Orangeburg, 51 in Somerville, and even around 55 in Georgetown, 57 in Murrells Inlet as well as 58 in Myrtle Beach, 53 in Conway, and 57 in North Myrtle Beach. We even have around 52 in Aiken and 50 in Greenwood, 52 in Anderson and 51 in Greenville, 49 in Spartanburg, and even around 48 in Gaffney, 49 in York and Rock Hill. Low temperatures for tonight. We will, for the first time in this fall season, we will get some widespread 30s. 36 in Greenville, 36 in Spartanburg, as well as 35 in Lawrence, 36 Anderson, Greenwood, Rock Hill, 40 in Columbia, and even around 39 in Sumter and Camden, 40 in Aiken, and 38 in Walterboro, 40 in Moncks Corner, 46 in Charleston, 41 in Georgetown, and 45 in Myrtle Beach, 49 in Hilton Head Island as well. So these low temperatures, we're going to get some widespread 30s. So it will be one of the coolest nights so far of this latter half of the year being fall. Now, what about our rainfall? No rainfall is expected. We're not expecting any rainfall, so it's going to be nice and dry as we go through tonight and tomorrow, and potentially even tomorrow night. That does not mean that we'll be done with rainfall or that there's not a chance of rainfall. It just means that none's going to be accumulating. And speaking of, let's go on and talk about the crazy score. Let's go on and talk about the crazy score. The score actually is supposed to be an 18, but it's just one off. An 18. It's supposed to be an 18. And so we're inside the mild category. It's going to be dry. Obviously, it's going to be dry, no flood risk, but there's going to be cold temperatures, and there will be some patchy frost. Clear skies, patchy frost is likely in sheltered and rural areas, especially in the advisory zones, calm winds of 0 to 5 miles per hour. And yes, we do have some frost advisories that are out right now for pretty much the upstate and the Midlands. Let me go ahead and show that right now. Due to the frost advisory being out, this is from the National Weather Service of Columbia right here, and then Greenville, Spartanburg up here. Frost advisories going all the way from Columbia to Camden to Cheraw to Aiken to Barnwell over into Greenwood to Anderson and into Spartanburg as well. And some people up here in the mountains, the Blue Ridge area, going even towards that South Carolina North Carolina border, some might even be freezing or close to freezing at least, which is why we have freeze warnings ongoing for these very northwestern parts up here. We also do have some hazardous weather alerts over here for like the Charleston area going over into the other area being the coastal Grand Strand area. If we go in and look on why, mainly just because of frost and freezing conditions. That's pretty much all that I can see. So that is it for the crazy score. What about the SPC outlook? No thunderstorms are expected tonight, nor tomorrow, and Sunday, absolutely not. No thunderstorms are expected for the next 3 days. And so we're going to go through that pattern where we have like nice and calm weather to obviously pretty active weather. And so we're getting to that time frame now to where things are going to start changing a lot. And it looks like just as we go throughout the next 5 days in terms of excessive rainfall as well, seems like we're going to be, again, just in that nice category. As no excessive rainfall is expected as we move through the next 5 days. Now for the models, we're going to start off here at 9 o'clock p.m. You go ahead and push this forward right here. You can see nothing going on. We are nice and dry as we go all the way through 1 p.m. on the first day of November. First day of November tomorrow. And if we go even further than that, all the way into November the 2nd, we do have some rainfall that tries to move its way in 6 a.m. all the way to 8 a.m. throughout those coastal areas from the low country all the way up into the PD and the Grand Strand areas all the way to 12 to 1 p.m. And we could potentially be looking for some rainfall for sure on Sunday. For sure on Sunday. And it's not really from a cold front. Kind of. Well, it's kind of associated with it because we have that warm air that's being brought up. Which I'm pretty sure if we go in and check out the dew points, not quite certain if that's, it looks like it is a cold front, at least from this perspective right here. But that warm air that's going to be lifted up in front of the cold front, that's obviously going to bring us some more moisture. That's going to bring us some more convection, and it will bring its way up into the coastal areas. And so this cold front right here, if this really is a cold front right here, it's kind of hard to tell exactly just because we already have this cool air on us and we already have this dry air on us. And so I'm like 99% positive that this is a cold front right here that's going to pass by, but it's not going to do anything because, like I said, we're already cool, we're already dry, and so this is going to be kind of just like a reinforced cold front that's just going to bring some more conditions, some more cooler and drier conditions for just a little bit longer. Now, what about even further into the future? We're going to start off here where we just ended off, and you can see the cold air right there. So, yeah, that's definitely a cold front. It's going to bring some moisture, definitely. The third, not enough to bring snowfall, maybe to like the very high elevations in North Carolina, but for the most part, no snowfall for us. And it's going to be nice and dry again, going through the 6th, the 7th, the 8th. The 8th might bring some rainfall potentially, but it seems like it's almost having some trouble getting over those mountains, and when it gets its act back together, it's over the Atlantic at that time frame, so still too far out, but we'll see what happens there. And for the most part, it just looks like that it's going to be dry, just as we go throughout a good amount of November. So we'll talk about this tomorrow, because obviously tomorrow will be our forecast for the month of November and for the winter forecast for November 25, December of 2025, and January of 2026. So that will be tomorrow night. So make sure that you are there for that. But like I said, as we're just going to continue our way forward, I just don't really see too much that I'm really worried about right now. Not only there, but also in the tropics as well. If we go in and talk about the tropics, look at this. Melissa is indeed done, pretty much. Melissa is done. And so when I say it's done, it's still a storm out there. It's still doing stuff. But it's no longer a threat. And so after all this time that we have pretty much damage all the way down from Jamaica to Cuba to Haiti to the Dominican Republic to the Bahamas over into the Turks and Caicos Islands and then to Bermuda and then probably over there to Atlantic Canada. It's now just some remnants at this point, and it is really starting to die off heavy. And so that's pretty much all that we have for Melissa. Now there is still a little bit of a here there's still like a little bit of a post-tropical cyclone little map for it. And so like I said, it might cause some conditions over there for Atlantic Canada, but for the most part, I don't think that is exactly in the National Hurricane Center category because the fact that they're already kind of just writing it off, I'm not quite sure. But they're not really talking about it much, especially for Atlantic Canada though. But I do think that it could definitely still cause some impacts over there. You know, will it be hurricane force? That's a good question. Really just depends on where that eye goes. But it looks like it's on like the southern side, so that's what it looks like there though. But that will probably be my last update on this, especially if they're done talking about it as well. And so that's it for the tropics. I mean, nothing else really going on. I do want to see real quick one more time the long-term tropics. If we go on and talk and look at that right now, go on and go to here. Melissa is still up there. It's going to leave, going to get out of here. And if we just continue this forward, looking good, not see anything too bad. I have seen some activity going on in the Southern Caribbean. I've been calling out this Southern Caribbean area for a good little bit now, and other people are finally starting to catch up on it as well. And so they're starting to see the same thing, and the models are seeing it as well. They're saying around a 50% chance of development down there. At least that's what some models and ensembles are saying. But again, it's still 10 days out, so that things will change. But this might have to be something that we're going to have to watch for again here in the Southern Caribbean. Will it happen? You know, that would not be a good sign, especially for the areas that just got hit, and especially if it goes into the Gulf. That would have to be something that we would have to watch for as well. A late November tropical storm / hurricane. That would be interesting to talk about, especially that late in the season, going into almost December. That would be very interesting to talk about. But that is all pretty much that I have for the tropics. There's nothing else really for me to say except for we're good. We are good right now. So let's go on and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Also, you have to be a subscriber to the channel. You have to be a subscriber, and you need to have a YouTube account, obviously. Because if you don't have a YouTube account, you can't subscribe. And we also do have to... the chat is also inside of subscriber-only mode, so that's one of the other reasons as well. So starting off with Mr. Chris first, he says, "Good evening, everyone. Hope you all had a great day." I did. Thank you so much for asking. Good evening to you. My Aunt Lula says, "Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you." Mr. Chris says, "Started off cold, but turned out pretty nice. But after the sun went down, got cold again." Yeah, right now it's around 47 degrees outside right now at my house. So for now, it looks like that it will be, like I said, one of the coolest nights of this fall season. Mr. Chris says, "Not looking forward to the low tonight." Yeah, run on to like the 40s. Yeah, low 40s, high 30s. Heat's going to be running. Heat will be running for sure. My Nan says, "Hello, Jay. A really nice day. Glad to hear that. Glad that you had a nice day today." My dad says, "Are we done with hurricane season?" Well, as I said earlier, for the most part, no, we're not done. Just because we don't see anything else and it's the last part of the season, that does not mean that we're done. We will officially be done with hurricane season on November the 30th. December the 1st, honestly, I should say. December the 1st is when we are done with hurricane season. And so we still, even though it's not looking like too much as it has been, it's not as active, that does not mean that hurricane season is over. My Aunt Lewis says, "I pray that everyone had a blessed day." I did. Let's see, what else do we have? Mr. Chris says, "Please remember to go and hit the like button and the subscribe button." Also share with everybody that you know. He's absolutely correct. We have 13 people tuned in and we have 10 likes. So definitely not the worst, but if you still have not hit the like button yet, go on and do so. It's free and you can change your mind at any time. Trail says, greetings everyone. Beautiful. Beautiful day here today. Glad to hear that. Greetings to you as well. That says, getting just if I trust all as well. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to you as well. And then, oh, I just skipped a whole section. Hold on one second. Let me go back real quick. Mr. Anthony says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. And then my Aunt Lula says, today in Georgetown, it was a nice, sunny day. It was a nice, sunny day. It was pretty much over here as well. Not too much cloud cover. Mr. Chris says, good evening, Jake. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. Let me see. Trail says, happy Halloween to you as well. Thad says, please pray for my friends in Jamaica. They are still trying to find loved ones. Absolutely will. They still have a bunch of recovery and a bunch of cleanup still to do, so they still have a long way to go. But I know there are people down there that are helping with them, especially helping with cleanup efforts and all that kind of stuff down there. So I do know that there are people that are either heading down there or that are already down there already. Trail says, Joseph, did you give out any candy? I gave out some. I gave out probably around half, actually. Probably around half. I know, like, last year I actually went on and sat on the front porch and gave out candy. But this time, I just stayed inside for the most part. And then just when somebody came out, I went out, or came to the door, I just came out and gave them some. But that's it inside the chat. If you want to go in and leave something inside the chat, again, you can. You just have to, again, be a subscriber. And I'll come back to it. So let's go on and talk about the 4 locations outside of South Carolina. You might be asking, what am I talking about the last 4 locations? I'm talking about San Antonio, Texas, Raleigh, North Carolina, and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The reason why we are talking about those locations is because we have people from those areas who tune in almost nightly, sometimes nightly. And so we're going to go on and talk about their areas because even though their areas aren't being talked about here, because it's a South Carolina thing, at the time they weren't, now it is. So now, talking about San Antonio first, like we always do. You have low temperatures tonight at 54, high temperatures tomorrow at 77, and low temperatures tomorrow night at 53. No precipitation is expected for tonight, but tomorrow there is a slight chance of showers. It does lower back to just a no chance or a none chance, but other than that, pretty low. But rainfall is rainfall. I know y'all definitely still need the rainfall, so I definitely would be hoping for some. In terms of excessive rainfall and severe weather, for you, if we go in and look at the SPC outlook, for you it looks like, in terms of severe weather, no severe weather is expected for you, so you're good there. Excessive rainfall, it also looks like that you are good there as well. Now for Raleigh, North Carolina, you have low temperatures tonight at 39, high temperatures tomorrow at 63, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 40. No precipitation is expected at this time. And in terms of excessive rainfall, nothing for you. In terms of severe weather, nothing for you either. For Philadelphia, you have low temperatures tonight at 45, high temperatures tomorrow at 58, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 40. No precipitation is expected at this time. No severe weather is expected, and in terms of excessive rainfall, absolutely nothing. And then the final location being Duncan, Oklahoma, with low temperatures tonight at 49, high temperatures tomorrow at 64, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 36. No precipitation is expected, no severe weather is expected, and no excessive rainfall is expected either. So it looks like right now it's pretty quiet for the majority of those locations, and except for maybe just a little bit of a rain chance over there near San Antonio, but for the most part, everything else, we look good. Did not mean to do that. I apologize for that. But that is all. Let me go and check out the chat one more time. Cheryl said nice due to the candies that I was just talking about. And then let me go on and check out my email as well, because I want to see if we have any new pictures that have been sent in. It's scweather360 at gmail.com. Again, that is scweather360 at gmail.com if you want to go on and send me a picture. Right now, it looks like... No, I do not see anything here. So that should be about all. Top fans for tonight. Mr. Chris at number 1, Trails at number 2, and then my Aunt Lou is at number 3. Congratulations to the both of y'all for being all three of y'all for being the top fans for tonight. If you want to be a top fan, you can. You just have to be a subscriber of the channel. You have to be active inside of the chat as well, and you have to be here early. And that is all that I really have for tonight. So hopefully everyone has a fantastic rest of their Friday night. Tomorrow, the first day of November. The first day of meteorological winter. The first day of meteorological winter is tomorrow. So that's when I count my winter. I don't do climatological winter or anything like that, or fall or spring. I just go on off of the meteorological scale. So I start tomorrow. But that's all that I have. Everyone have a fantastic rest of their Friday evening, and I will be back tomorrow morning with your Saturday morning forecast update. Make sure that you are back here again tomorrow evening for that winter forecast update.
Thank you.